Welcome and thank you for joining us for our second half hour here on the Factor Uncensored, another step for statewide anti-human trafficking initiative, No Trafficking Zone. There are now two new laws, one aimed at protecting children in shelters and residential treatment centers, and another created for college students in Texas. Joining me now to talk about it, members of the No Trafficking Zone board member, Bishop James Dixon, President Jacqueline Alito, and Rebecca Alcozer, the founder of Students Against Slavery. So first of all, let's talk about the laws that are now on the books. Law number one, law number two. Let's begin with number one when it comes to trafficking.
Sure. So the two laws on the books are HB 3553, which makes all college campuses, higher educations, universities, no trafficking zones. And what that means is that it is now a first-degree felony if you try to groom, lure, traffic, exploit young adults out of college campuses. It's a first-degree felony and it's up to punishable for 25 to 99 years. The second law is HB 3554, which makes no trafficking zones to juvenile detention centers, homeless youth foster care facilities, residential treatment facilities. And why that one is so important is because in the United States, over 60% of domestic minor trafficking comes from youth in the foster care system.
And of course, Bishop Dixon, we've seen a case here where the results of the investigation are in question. But there were some allegations about those who ran this facility taking advantage of young people. But we also know there are groomers out there who are paying attention to not only high school, middle school, but college school girls to try and take advantage of them. And that's why the first law is so important.
Yes, thank you for having us. Both of these laws are powerful. The college law is extremely important. As I've learned through Jacqueline and others who work in this every day, college students are often preyed upon. They're short of money, they're away from home, they don't have supervision, lack of resources, and so they become vulnerable prey. And predators prey on them through the internet and other means, and for them, you know, this becomes at least an attractive way to make money today. They don't realize they ended up in slavery all over again. So it's a real serious problem.
And Rebecca, what made the inception of your organization important when we talk about Students Against Slavery? What did you guys see out there that we were missing that required or motivated you guys to create your organization?
Well, Isaiah, we saw that how vulnerable college students were. Right? Everything that Bishop Dixon just said is true. We move away from our families. We are looking to start new things, have a new career, everything. But what really makes this generation and onward even more vulnerable is that we're distracted. I mean, you look at the rates of suicide, you look at the rates of depression, you look at our screen times, and you realize that this generation, my generation, and on are going to be a lot more easily manipulated. And that's what I love about this legislation is it also includes digital trafficking, which isn't talked about enough, right? So this generation has complete access to phones. We can send pictures, videos, and we can receive pictures and videos. Digital trafficking is real and it ruins lives. So it includes in-person and digital trafficking, which I am a big fan of, and that's what we saw. We saw a need and a lack of conversation within this age group.
And Jacqueline, there are a lot of more predators who have access to these young people, not only children, but to college students as well, who could be manipulated and become vulnerable. And you made a perfect point, Bishop, when you said broke college students. We all were broke college students, you know, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough. First of all, just to live in this country right now, things are so expensive. So I think survival trafficking with college students and OnlyFans and digital trafficking, this slow manipulation of young adults is you think that you're going to be okay, you think you can make extra money, and before you know it, you really are into the slave trade. And then you feel like there's no way to get out. Another thing that we really talked about was sextortion, was blackmailing youth when they start sending pictures to people that they think that are boyfriends, also known as Romeo pimps, or for young men. And that's why you see a suicide rate going up in boys and young men, is because in schools and in colleges, sextortion is so prevalent.
And we just had the family of a young man who was a victim of sextortion just last week. He killed himself after a group of Nigerian nationals blackmailed him. They convinced him to send a photo to them, and then they threatened to expose him, and he said, I'm going to kill myself because I've already paid you all I had.
Yeah.
And they said, kill yourself, and he did.
And see, that's what people don't understand is that how traffickers and rings work, because it is a $150 billion business, is it is so insidious. It is so sinister. And so people think, well, we wouldn't send a picture to someone, but you don't know who you're sending this picture to.
Especially young people.
Yes, because that's how they're learned how to talk and communicate. It's not like our generation. And so we're seeing that more and more with sextortion is our suicide rate is really climbing.
A horrible situation. You guys keep doing the job you do, and we appreciate you updating us here on The Factor Uncensored with the new laws that are on the books to get those predators out there. Still to